There is less drug-related crime in Superior, according to recent numbers, and that downward trend is being celebrated by city leaders. Northern News Now, Sophia Lauber joins us live from Superior tonight to share what factors are helping to reduce those numbers. Sophia, what have you heard from city leaders today?
I'm here outside of the police department in Superior, where earlier today, Police Chief Paul Winterscheid told me that this trend is a huge win for Superior residents. Superior Mayor Jim Payne took to social media to share that property theft, which is usually linked to addiction, fell 40% compared to the 3-year average. Drug complaints are also on the downswing, falling about 10% compared to this time last year. Authorities also highlighting that there were no fatal overdoses reported last year.
This means differences, real differences in people's lives. Not only are people not getting victimized as much, not only are businesses not getting victimized as much, but people aren't in a position as often where they need to support their habit by committing crimes.
Police Chief Paul Winterscheid says enforcement has shifted in recent years as the department has partnered with federal agencies to tackle the drug problem on both sides of the bridge.
Narcotics investigations have changed. They are far more complex. Drug dealers are, they're doing new things. They are using new tactics.
The department has also ramped up outreach in recent years, partnering with Lake Superior Community Health Center to connect people with drug treatment services.
It's giving them that extra support if they don't have the money to go to treatment. It gives them that support and makes it possible.
Through a joint program, those with minor drug offenses can opt into outpatient treatment for 6 months, after which charges are dropped.
By providing them with that, it gives that step so they can take that initial step forward in getting sober.
Winterscheid adds that there's still work to be done, but he believes that data-driven law enforcement strategies will allow the department to continue these downward trends going for years to come. Back to you in the studio, Laura.
All right, Sophia Lauber live to us from outside Superior tonight. Sophia, thank you.